Have you ever heard that verse, Jeremiah 17:9? The heart is deceitful above all things and beyond cure. Who can understand it? Yeah, that's something I was always taught as a young Christian. Most of my life as a Christian, don't follow your heart. It's going to lead you astray. It's going to mess you up if you start to, go on your own instinct or intuition or following your heart. Well, I've learned that's not the way that verse is meant to be read. That's not what its true meaning is. And it's important to know following our heart is a great thing. Stay tuned and I'll tell you why. Hi, my name is Shawn Sommerkamp and this is Motivationeer Christian Coaching. I want to do just like a 2-hour video on a recent podcast I listened to with this guy, Jordan Peterson and Ian McGilchrist. Ian McGilchrist wrote the book, A Master and His Emissary, about the right and left hemisphere specializations. And then he wrote a very recent 2-volume masterwork, like I think it's 5,000 pages long, called The Matter with Things, where he goes way deeper into understanding right hemisphere specialization and left hemisphere specializations and how it works in our lives. Not just mechanically, autonomically, but philosophically. And I'm listening to this amazing podcast, and I started to hear some things that I thought very important to capture and kind of convey because of this Jeremiah 17:9 concept. I say, follow your heart. And I would love to know what you feel in the comments below when I say, hey, follow your heart. That's what you can do. That's a right thing to do. Does it make you squirm as a Christian? It's because of Jeremiah 17:9. If you look up the word heart, leb, it's pronounced leb, you'll see, that's Hebrew, all the times it appears in the Old Testament, 9 out of 10 times, it's saying something wonderful about our heart. In fact, in Deuteronomy 6, the Shema, it calls us to follow God with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength. Well, how can we follow God with our heart if it's deceitful, right? There's many, many more. David is a man after God's own heart, etc. Do the little search on your own just to see. But ultimately, before I get into right and left hemisphere, I'll just tell you Jeremiah 17:9 is really more emphasizing, hey, when you're feeling emotional or negative energy or even positive energy, let's say super excited, it's best not to be making decisions during those times. Let's wait until you've calmed down, because our emotions, this flood of dopamine, can really mess up our, wisdom, good sound reasoning. Okay. But when it comes to following our heart, and what I heard in this podcast, which is so brilliant, is most people have really learned to ignore intuition. And what they do when they ignore intuition is shut down one entire half of our brain functioning. It's the right hemisphere. And what I mean basically is this, and I'm not an expert, so I'm just reiterating some of the wisdom I've heard from them, and I'm combining it with stuff I've learned over the years, and I'll just say, right and left hemisphere functioning, it's important because the left hemisphere focuses on details while the right hemisphere focuses on context. The analogy that's most often used is a little tiny bird is on the ground eating little seeds off the ground among a bunch of gravel. And you'll notice they do it super fast. Well, that's their left hemisphere in all of its glory. At the same time, however, their right hemisphere is paying attention to their surroundings, the context of, I'm on the ground, I'm a bird, I'm available to be eaten by lots of other predators, so be alert. If the right hemisphere wasn't doing its job, it would become lunch for something else. That's the concept, the best way to look at left and right hemisphere specialization. When we get so focused on the process, following policy, legalism, the law, the right way to do it, protocol, standard operating procedures, and ignore that, okay, what is my intuition telling me? We are shutting ourselves off. There's a saying that I think fits nicely here. I'm going to write a chapter in my book about it. Activity without creativity is captivity. If we're working in our jobs and not leaving time to come up with creative insights, listening to our intuition, experimenting and trying things, it's really going to be not just dull, it's not going to lead anywhere exciting. It's not great for the company. It's certainly not great for your own mind. So it is important to follow our heart, even in the passions that we have in our daily duties. If we want to add more functionality to what we do, take on more responsibility, be given another division or duty, or, hey, I want to do some work with this other department to help make us better. Let's do some cross-departmental pollination. Go do it. Infuse your work environment with creative insights. Follow your heart. God designed our hearts to be wonderful instruments. And of course, Jesus said, from the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. So we understand that the heart really is about our thinking. Our soul, the Greek word for soul is psyche, P-S-Y-C-H-E. Suke is how it's pronounced. We want to feed our soul with creativity, not just going to work and following process and protocol. Now, it is important for me to note, I've got many, many clients who hire me because they have a boss who's very much left hemisphere. And they have this brilliant creativity that's kind of being stifled. I understand that does happen. Please do a little search on this channel. You can't do it on your phone, but go to a computer and search my YouTube channel. Or if you're seeing this in my membership, search my membership page on how to deal with bosses like that. I won't go into it now. I understand that does happen, okay? But it is important to keep pushing the envelope even with them, certainly with yourself. Now, I do recommend this one great book, one of my all-time favorite books. Benjamin Hardy wrote a book called Willpower Doesn't Work. The title is a little misleading, but basically it's about how to create a physiological environment around you, your office, the break room if you work from home, what's in your fridge, everything to build on creativity, to help you be the best version you can be, to foster healthy thinking, creative thinking, dynamically accelerated growth thinking. Wonderful book. I do recommend it. Please go pick up a copy. And as you explore these things yourself and you're learning, please take a minute to either email me, of course, or write a comment below, and certainly share this video with others. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe for 2 new videos each week. Tell me in the comments below about your career situation, and I'll make a video for you with a shout out. You can also become a member at Motivationeer.com. Your career is not just a way to make a living, it's a way to transform the world.